Okay, I don't want to brag, but this is awesome. Hold on. Look at yoink. So you posted about today's episode about going to see Jeremy, Sandra, and Andrew. And then Andrew Peterson says, my first GilderCast, you, sir, are awesome. Okay, I have officially missed my recording deadline. Let's just go ahead and... breathe in the failure, breathe out the shame. Seriously, no big deal. Why? Because I build margin into my schedule whenever I do a project. That means I book more time than I need because sometimes I end up needing the time anyway. What does that look like practically, you ask? The goal was to have at least 5 songs on this EP. I wrote 8 or 9, honed it down to 5 that I want to use. And I gave myself essentially 1 day, 5 days to record, 5 days to mix. And usually that ended up being like a half day. I've gotten to the end of those 5 recording days and I'm not done, but I still have 5 mixing days and then a mastering day. Now that I'm neck deep into the project, I have some perspective and I know that these songs won't take a full afternoon to mix. Realistically, because I kind of mix as I go, it'll probably only be an hour to mix the songs. So, ever the optimist, I've taken, so if we got five days of mixing left on the calendar already scheduled and booked. If I don't change anything else, I can just take these 3 days, mix days 1, 2, and 3 to finish recording, because I think it's gonna take that long, and I can take these 2 days to mix. So I'll mix 3 songs on one day, 2 songs on the other, which I think is completely doable. 1 song is just acoustic guitar and vocal. That'll take me like a half hour. Others are varying levels of complexity and track number, but none of them are huge. So I should be able to blow through them fairly quickly and still get a mix that I'm super proud of.
You might think it's better than it was.
All right, I've got this song that I've fleshed out, and pretty typical for the production on this EP. I started with kind of 3 rhythm acoustics and filled it out. I feel like it sounds pretty good. I was listening to it in the car 2 days ago, and Pam said, what if you, instead of having the chunky chicka 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 guitars, what if you did just fingerstyle? So let me play it for you real quick. Here's what I have so far. So she's saying, what if instead of 3 guitars going boom, chung, ka-chunka, boom, chung, if it was maybe just 1 guitar with fingerstyle? It's interesting because she's not a musician, but she said this one felt a little repetitive and a little boring, so alarm bells go off when I hear boring. I may end up just keeping this because I like this, but it's worth a shot. So let's go try it. A lot of you have been asking, not a lot, a couple of you have been asking about how I'm doing the remote control with my laptop to my studio computer, and it's really nothing fancy. There's literally a screen sharing function in the Apple operating system. So as long as you have that enabled and turned on to computers on the same Wi-Fi network, you can see and control one screen from another. You know what? I think that worked. The boom chaka rhythm, it's very typical folk strum pattern, which is fine, but I like the idea of stripping it down. I do very little fingerstyle guitar, and an acoustic project makes a lot of sense to do that on more than just 1 song. I'm a little bit proud of my non-musician wife for making a really cool suggestion that I think turned out well. So to review, first I'll play it with the original strummy guitars, then I'll mute those and play the fingerstyle guitar. It's very different, but I think it works. Take a listen. Now with the fingerstyle.
You're running from your shadow, but it goes wherever you go. You're running out of time. Everybody out there.
It's a lot more exposed and probably needs more work, kind of production around that, because you could hide a lot of like the timing issues in those other guitar parts are a little more obvious now that there's not all these strumming guitars kind of masking those. So it's very different and it's got a lot less energy, but I feel like it works, especially on the chorus where it goes into this really pretty like high falsetto thing.
Don't you know it's okay?
Versus this.
Don't you know it's okay to be broken?
It's just called Pam down here, had her sit on the blue couch and listen to it. She's never made like a production suggestion before, ever. She'll say, that sounds funny, or oh, that one thing sounds weird, like that kind of stuff. Maybe say when she does or doesn't like something, but she's never said, what if you did this? So I'm super pumped about that. She sat down, she listened, and she said it was just so much more interesting with the one fingerstyle guitar versus the 3 strumming guitars. And as of right now, I kind of agree with her. There's still a lot of merit to the boom chugga 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 boom chugga rhythm, but for a song like this, I think that fingerstyle is spot on. So I guess that means I've got to give her producer credit? Nah. So nothing too terribly exciting the rest of the day to show you. I worked out this morning, had a lunch thing that was fun. Worked on guitars on the EP, and for the rest of the day I'm going to be critiquing a guy's album, a guy named Gary, and he hired me to critique his whole thing and to give him feedback, which is super fun. I usually get to critique one thing at a time. Critiquing the entire album is it gives me a more holistic approach. I can say, hey, in general, after listening to all of these, here are some thoughts on the overall sound of the album, but then I can also dive in and give him feedback on the individual songs, it's just fun to do. It doesn't feel like, sometimes it can feel like I'm being nitpicky, but it's really taking something and deconstructing it a little bit and saying how I would build it up and make it better. Anyway, other than that, just a lot of boring business stuff that I'm dealing with today. So probably gonna be a lighter episode.
You like an easy answer, so do I. But life has never been that way.
That was a pretty good day. Gotta pack up and get out of here.
All alone.
Telephone number is a 24-hour nurse line. Check out the website, Live to Improve himself and other members of the family as well. You'll find user.sthealthplans.com. I thank you for your time. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
You know, some people not gonna understand the concept of what you're saying. Let me see if Low Pro can put some perspective in the situation. Yeah. Can't take away from all the men and women who gave their lives on the battlefield where the battle's real, but America's a battle still. Built off the back of black brutals, bloodthirsty opportunists, build us to the highest consumer. Monthly trips on slave ships, bodies shackled to the docks. Fast forward to present day, they try to tell me it's done stop. When they throw us in these slums, miseducate all our youngs, and they flood us with these drugs and these guns, then judge what we become. I'm just saying, let's be specific if you want statistics. 1 out of 15 is in prison. Coincidence is nonsense. I see the same pattern. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. I scream for my people until we